I don't know. I feel like the cream might be working. Everything's smooth back there. I don't know. Maybe I'll go in on August 7th and he'll look at it again and he'll say, that was nothing. That was just like a little bacterial thing. I guess that antibiotic cream really did the job. We don't need to do any biopsies. What are you talking about? Or maybe he won't. Who knows? The rheumatologist. Am I right? Let's see. Project Hail Mary. What are we doing? He's back, folks. Ryan Gosling. Where's he been? Well, we saw him as Ken, but he wasn't like the lead. It's been a while since I've seen him like really do his lead man, Ryan Gosling thing, And you know how like when he first like caught on back in like The Notebook and what was the other ones? Half Nelson, Lars and the Real Girl Drive. He was always like a quiet, brooding type. I mean, we saw hints of the goofiness, like with Lars and the Real Girl, but he was. We saw hints of the goofiness with like Lars and the Real Girl and stuff, but he really kicks it up a notch with Barbie and Ken, and now with Project Hail Mary, where he's doing a nice mixture of the two. Except there's like no brooding at all. It's more just like a goofy adult who makes a lot of jokes and forms a bond. All right, this is a Bond movie, not like James Bond, but like a bond with another living creature. Like Tom Hanks and Wilson in Castaway, you know what I mean? Except this time, Wilson is an actual living organism, so to speak. And what is this movie about? I couldn't that's the big takeaway I had from this movie. Great performance, amazing performance even from Gosling, tonally weird. Like, I don't know if I've ever seen anything quite this tonally, like, and just storyline. It's just weird. I don't know how else to describe it other than I've never really seen anything quite like this. I was getting like big budget modern day Flight of the Navigator vibes. Remember that movie, Flight of the Navigator? When I was a little boy at the YMCA, they made us watch that one. That was another one they made us watch, and I just remembered it like a kid, like getting in a spaceship and he comes home one day and his family's gone and his house is different, and then he gets into a spaceship and he has a friendship with the creature, all right? And that's kind of the vibe I was getting on. This is like the guy who wrote it, Andy Weir, I think his name is. He also did The Martian, I believe, which I think I either read in full or in part, but all I remember is like the first book where he's like watching DVDs of old TV shows. That's all I remember. But anyway, it's about how the sun is being slowly encroached by an organism that is made of water that is going to kill it. Within the next 30 years, humanity is going to be to die. It's going to die down drastically. And there's this lady from a country. Is she German? I don't know what she is, but she's kind of very stoic, humorless. But she has a great singing voice, folks. But she comes in. And she says she's read this graduate paper, this PhD paper of this middle school teacher played by Gosling, and she says, "You're the only guy who can figure this out and save us." And he's like, "Huh? Who, me? Huh? I'm just half Nelson my way through this thing. You know what I mean?" And so she gets him to do a little experiment, and he gets excited about it, and he decides that he would like to work on it some more. And eventually she decides he is the only hope to save humanity because of his in-depth knowledge of these water-based death organisms that are going to kill the sun and multiple stars, okay? So then he gets put up in a spaceship with two other people, and I'm not spoiling, this is just the premise, okay? Two other people, and he wakes up by himself, essentially, and then things start happening, all right? Things start happening. Shenanigans ensue, as I like to say. He has to figure out how to solve this problem with just what's on board in the spaceship, and then eventually help from another source who I mentioned earlier with the Flight of the Navigator / Wilson character. Rocky, let's call him. And that's what we get. It's actually very engaging. This movie, I actually liked it. I think it goes on probably about a half hour too long, or maybe even like 53 minutes too long, because it's 153. I think it's a 2.5 hour film. Um, it's a lot to ask of the audience, and most people who've watched this come away feeling elated. It's got like a 4.2 on Letterboxd, so obviously it's a crowd pleaser, this one, and I am pleased. All right, it's got a great needle drop. I'm not going to spoil it. It's got a great needle drop toward the end. There's no theme song though. I noticed there's no song called Project Hail Mary, so I'm gonna maybe try to work on one. Maybe I can come up with one right now. Let's just on the spot. Let's see what we got here. We're working on that body. Oh, wait, I got it. Let me start over. Give me up, Roger. Hail Mary. Working on space. Hail Mary. Saving the Mary in the pod. Hail Mary. Something stupid like that. The guy with a voice, What's another one? What else do I want to mention here? I got the song. I got the. I found it good. I found it good. I think that overall it's worth watching, worth spending some time with. Some people seem to have a problem with the type of humor that's in it, but I don't know. It works for me. Like most of it, I was chuckling and laughing at a lot of it. And Ryan Gosling is a very goofy character, but he's also very a lot of empathy, and I really found him to be a great character and very engaging and like wholesome. I guess you could say wholesome. Like I really felt a connection to him. He does a great job in this, and he looks cool with the long hair and a beard too. But he shaves that off. No, that's not a spoiler. That's you see the trailers. Do you see Rob Zombie looking dude in the trailer in the posters? No, you don't. You see clean cut, drive style Ron Gosling. Ron Gosling. Yeah, his name's Ron now. It's the new era for Gosling. But I give it 3 thumbs up. That's it. No heart, because I did have some problems with the pacing. I just think it goes on a little too long, and some of the humor just seems a little heavy-handed. But I do like the relationship between the Gosling and the other object, which I'm not going to spoil entirely. I've dropped little hints here and there, but it is a good film. Not a very big cast, not highly populated with actors, but that's okay. It's more like a Castaway, Flight of the Navigator, creature type movie, and the story is just so. That's the problem. That's what I'm trying to say. The problem here for me was that the story is just so weird. It's like, what? We just making all this up, hey, isn't that every story, But it literally is just making up a weird scenario, and it's like presented well, like it's believable in how it's presented, I guess. But at the same time, it's just like, it's hard to comprehend exactly what is happening here because it's so weird. Like there's like spawning materials. There's like other beings, spaceships. There's what else was there? There's like there's just things that happen that are like, I think I've lost track of what he's actually supposed to be doing here. And then they'll find out something, and then he'll collect some stuff. And I'm not spoiling anything, but then it's just like, okay, well, he's gonna do something with that. But did they tell me what he was doing with that, other than that he's gonna use it? But like, how does that save anything? Am I stupid? I'm not a very nerdy NASA person, so I could just be an idiot. But I just felt the plot was a little convoluted and, I don't know, hard to get invested in. I was more invested in the human relation, the human alternate human, the human living relationships connection with aspect of the film. That's what I was into. Whatever Gosling's doing with the other thing, I don't know. I thought it was graffiti, but 3 thumbs up. No heart. I mean, it has a heart, but I don't give it a heart on Letterboxd. And that's what I got to say about that. Project Hail Mary. Shooting your out space. Put the steering the human race. Hail Mary is gonna save you too. You know, something stupid like that. Well, I'm proud to be an American. Let's see. I think every major. I got a couple sitting back there. The Leonard Maltin's 2015 guide and the Mick Martin, Marsha Porter DVD video guide from 2004. That's the one where they got the little turkey in the rating system. It goes from a turkey to 5 stars. That was the first movie review guide that I ever got my hands on as a little boy. When I was a little boy, my neighbor he died, and he went ahead and he I guess we got that book from him, from his house, from his estate sale. And I've always been a fan of it, even though they got some really bad opinions. But both of these guides have got Nashville, which is the movie that I watched when I was flipping through the paper. It's playing locally in 1976, even though it came out a year earlier. But back in those days, engagements would last a lot longer. They'd bring a movie back after a year, you know. It's like maybe they brought it like a special July 4th showing of Robert Altman's Academy Award nominated Nashville. And it was nominated in the year of Jaws, of Cuckoo's Nest, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, the Dog Day Afternoon, one of the best picture lineups of all time. Barry Lyndon and Nashville. Can you think of 5 better ones? I mean, I would say that Nashville is probably the weakest. Actually, it definitely is, in my opinion, out of all of those, just because I think that as a narrative film, it's not really a traditional narrative film, so it's kind of, for some people who are looking for a movie that has like a beginning, a middle, and an end, and like a story that you can follow and get engaged in, and characters that you can care about, and characters that you can empathize with and all that. You're not going to find that in Nashville, okay? The whole purpose of the movie, this is only the second time I've seen it. The first time I saw it, I loved it. But this time, just now that I kind of know what happens, I was just kept waiting for the ending to happen, and it just took forever. Because a lot of the scenes, well, they're definitely all highlights. There's no doubt about that. But there's also like a lot of just meandering and just people talking over each other. This is what Bobby Altman does. So if you're not into the dialogue that overlaps, then you're gonna have a problem here with Nashville. And if you're not into not having a main character, you're gonna have a problem. I guess the closest to the main character would be Ronnie Blakely. Nancy's mommy from Nightmare on Elm Street plays a country singer who's got some sort of mental nervous breakdown situation happening, but it follows her trajectory. It's following a guy who's running for president for the new party. I can't remember what it's called already. He's running for the presidency, and he's like, it's got like his little monologues and speeches interspliced throughout. I don't think we ever actually see this candidate. It could be Robert Redford from The Candidate for all we know, but he's like a populist guy, you know. He's kind of like a Bernie Sanders / Donald Trump, you know, from each end of the spectrum type of guy who really wants to make a change. The movie's incredibly relevant. It's definitely a satire on Americana. There's a cynicism here, okay? That there's a lot of weird stuff happen just like real life, all right? And it's just as relevant today as it was back in 1975. As the movie is building to the 200th birthday, we're 50 years past that now. So now we're up to 250, which we just celebrated over the weekend. It's a big parade in Washington, D.C., a big fair that was canceled because of quote-unquote extreme heat. No, that was a good one. I'm sorry. I'm describing it terribly. It's got some good music in it, you know. It's also got some silly music, but my favorite is the Keith Carradine song. He won an Oscar for I'm Easy, which I believe he wrote for real. And because I can tell that he plays guitar, because I can tell by the chords that he's really playing it. And also, The song "It Don't Worry Me." That's a good one. I like that one. Sometimes I listen to that when I'm like want to feel better about the world. I'll just be like, "It don't worry." You know how it goes. You know it. Look it up. "It Don't Worry Me" by Keith Carradine. But let's see. Let's 5 stars. In the Marshall Porter guy, that's the highest rating. 4 stars by Leonard. He barely gives anything 4 stars. And so you know it's good. I think he's got Godfather 2. Or I think he's got Godfather 1 at 3.5. So you know this guy's hard to please. I think Ebert's got this one at 4. The most important guy, give it 3 thumbs up, okay? It's a little shocking that it's not at the 5. I really was going in expecting the same reaction I had on my first viewing when I didn't really know where this thing was going. I think I was just in a better mood for it the first time I saw it, and the ending was so shocking to me that I was just like, man, this was great. This happened. Something happened here. This is important. But here, it just didn't hit the same way. And then it just felt like a bit of a slog to get to this great ending that I wanted to get to. And it's still a great ending, but at the same time, it's like, is it worth sitting through 160 minutes of no main character and a lot of meandering? Jeff Goldblum's in this, by the way. He writes a big motorcycle, tricycle type of deal. And Shelley Duvall, who... Is it weird that I find her weirdly attractive, even though she's, like, not conventionally beautiful? I don't know. Making The Shining, I don't think she's attractive at all. Kubrick's got her all kind of uglied up. But here, she still looks like Shelley Duvall. But at the same time, I'm just like, you know what? She's got a unique look. Maybe we could go get a cup of coffee sometime. Maybe that would be okay. I think Emily would be okay at that. Although I think she died now. So miss you, Shelley. Miss you every day. Ned Beatty's in this. Lots of hugging bad. Remember him? I just can't bear it anymore. I need a hug. He's in this one. It's just a huge cast. I can't even list everybody. But if we take a look, I ordered this DVD copy off eBay because this movie doesn't get a lot of home video releases. I think it's because it has almost no rewatchability factor. It's just like you see it once and that's what really accounts. So the first viewing I would have given this 5 thumbs. On second viewing, as far as just my enjoyment goes, okay, just pure enjoyment. We're not talking objective rating, because that's impossible anyway. But I'm just saying, for my viewing from last night, I have it at 3 thumbs. And unfortunately, this cute little guy here on the cover, whatever she is, I don't know. He's got long legs, so I guess it could be. Is that Shelley Duvall? I think that is Shelley Duvall on the cover there. Yeah, she's not in it, so that's unfortunate. But you got on the back of the box, just to give you a little overview here. We got you got Keith Carradine there laying down. You got the guy from The Burbs up there, the doctor. We got Lily Tomlin, too. She's kind of easy on the eyes in this one. I've never really been a big fan, but she is kind of attractive in this. Speaking of attractive, though, Keith Carradine's hair, beautiful. I think that's where all those modern country singers got the idea for having those lady haircuts. And, who is that? Do I remember her? That's Karen Black. I got a personal connection to her. I'm not going to get into it, but she used to roam these parts back in the day. So, 3 thumbs up for Nashville. And for Tubi Friday, I watched The Town That Dreaded Sundown. And here, I got a song. I'm writing a song about it right now. I even got the riff and everything. If I'm ripping something off, I apologize. But, maybe my producer can play it for you right now. I'm just going to pause and let him play it over it. Pretty good, right? Pretty good riff. I got a whole song I'm building around that. I'm writing the lyrics right now. It's gonna be great. But this movie, when I was a little boy, I used to walk in around the video stores, and they had this big scary box. It was like it's a big clamshell, they called it, and there was this spooky guy on it. Ooh, this isn't it, by the way. This is a Blu-ray that I bought modern times. They had this creepy guy in a mask. and it scared the bejesus out of me. And you look on the back, oh, look at him, he's so scary. He's like Jason in Friday 2, except this is like 7 or 8 years before that. And my God, you look at this and you're like, you're gonna be in for a terrifying time, am I right? I mean, this looks like the scariest movie you're ever gonna see, and it's gorgeous artwork there. Look at that, that is gorgeous. Look at that sunset, the Town That Dreaded Sundown, ooh. But unfortunately, the film itself, outside of a few spooky parts, is actually mostly like a bad comedy about slapstick cops trying to hunt this guy down. That's what it mostly is. Okay, so like I noticed there's a trend in 70s horror film. It started, I think, with Wes Craven's Last House on the Left, which I've also reviewed on this very show earlier this year. Where there's always like bad comedy wrapped around the horror segments, I guess because they felt like audiences are going to need a lot of comic relief. The only problem is it dates the movie horribly, and the comedy doesn't hold up now because people find different things funny now. So now it's just really like embarrassingly bad to sit through. You got the cops dressing up like women to try to entrapment, like honeypot this guy or whatever, and it's just bad. It is just bad. Sparkplug. That's the name of the character that just ruins the movie. But played by the director Charles B. Pierce of the Legend of Boggy Creek fame. He plays that character, and yeah, he tanks the movie. So there's some things that I do like about it though. Like I can kind of see an influence not only on Friday the 13th Part 2, but you ever see that movie Zodiac with David Fincher? I feel like a lot of some of the murder scenes are kind of like filmed like they are in this, like just like a docudrama style, and it's actually kind of effective. And that's the only reason that the movie isn't like completely horrible, is because it's got some spooky visuals, and the murder scenes are like kind of realistically creepy. So for this one, I give it 2.5 thumbs, which is okay. That's actually not that bad, really, if you get down to it. I mean, it could be a lot worse, but I just like the marketing materials more than the movie itself. Like the poster and the trailer, if you've ever seen the trailer, will scare the bejesus out of you. It's got some actors in it, like Ben Johnson from Last Picture Show. He's in there. He was fresh off an Oscar nomination or a win, and I can't remember if he won. And the girl from Gilligan's Island shows up. Yeah, she shows up in here. And who knows who's under the mask? That could be anybody. That could be Charles B. Pierce, or it could be Walter Matthau, for all I know. I don't know who it is. But the Town That Dreaded Sundown for Doobie Friday, I give it 2.5 thumbs. Oh yeah, another thing I wanted to mention. The only horror movie that I can think of that actually effectively pulled off like the comedy wraparounds is Black Christmas. And I think that's kind of what this one's trying to do, because Black Christmas came out like 2 years before this, and I think this one is trying to do the Black Christmas police station vibe, and it doesn't work nearly. Because you know why? Because Bob Clark knows how to do comedy. He made Christmas Story and Porky's. Okay, that guy knows how to do Baby Geniuses. Okay, he knows how to do comedy. This guy, Charles B. Pierce, on the other hand, is just a rip-off artist who clearly has no idea how to make a movie funny. But Black Christmas, the comedy wraparounds, actually work with John Saxon and his cop there. And Margot Kidder is very funny. And the lady who keeps stashing alcohol around the frat, the lady sorority house. Black Christmas, that's a good one. 5 thumbs, I think, for that one. All right, well, that's about does it for this week. Oh yeah, I watched Euphoria season 2, and you know what? It really hit me watching this one that these are not high school kids. These are not high school aged people. These are just adults playing kids. So what are you gonna do? It's still a good show, but it's just like, man, is it hard? I don't know. Do I want to do season 3? I hear it's not as good. I don't know. Do I want to spend more time with these people? Plus, like, the guy who played Fez is dead, and the dad, Nate's dad, is dead in real life. Like, everybody's dying on this show in real life, and it's just, they're either dying or they're in every movie that's coming out, because when I saw Disturbance, what is it called? Disclosure Day at the IMAX, every single trailer before it had somebody in it that was in Euphoria. I'm no kidding. Literally everyone. Zendaya was in a Spider-Man movie, I think. Nate was in an action film that's coming out. Sydney Sweeney was in something up there. I can't remember what it was. But yeah, everybody in Euphoria keeps on popping up and everything. So I guess this is the show of the modern times. Do I want to do season 3 is the big question. I think I'm going to move on to Cape Fear on Apple TV+. Jeremy spoken. Godspeed, peace, and love. Until next time. Doodles.